Recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios Brisbane on 102.1 FM.
And broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Zed Games.
With 10 years experience and over 500 episodes,
Zed Games brings you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture.
Want to reach out? Message us on Facebook at ZED Games AU.
Hey.
Hey-o.
Heyo.
How's it going?
Good. I am having a fantastic day today.
I am so happy to hear that.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I
That's
got
great.
up really early.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Doesn't
No.
sound good, but it was a great feeling.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves in our enjoyment of the
Yes.
evening. Who are we?
Yes.
What are we doing?
Well, it's Zed Games.
It
for
is.
one.
It's Zed Games
We're Zed Games.
on Thursdays.
I'm Maylee,
I'm Elliott.
And I am Peter.
and we're here to talk to you about,
Video games.
Yeah.
And games in general.
in case you didn't get that from Zed Games.
From the name, yeah. It's not self-explanatory.
No.
So, what about you, Elliott?
What do you mean?
Are you good?
Oh, I mean, yeah, no, great. I mean, fantastic. Life is great.
Been playing anything new recently?
I have. Now that I've finished my trimester for the moment, I have started playing Monster Hunter Rise, which a mate got me for my birthday.
Oh, nice.
It's quite a fair bit different from Monster Hunter World, which I played a ton of when it came out, sort of thing. So,
That's it.
yeah, quite enjoyable.
I've been playing just like basically everyone at the moment, Cult of the Lamb.
Yes.
That does look adorable.
It's very cute. It's very fun. It's a perfect mix of that dungeon crawly sort of roguelike thing and the little simulator of villages with like little farming and stuff. I love it.
A little bit of
So
base
it's
management.
not a village.
No, it's a little village.
It's a
I got
cult.
villages.
It's a cult.
It's in the name of the game.
No,
It's a cult.
It's a cult.
They are villages. They don't know that.
cultists.
No, they don't know that.
Do you know there was a movie called The Village? It was a cult.
It's fine. They're just my little guys. What about you? What have you been playing?
I've been playing a mix of things. I've been playing a game, Long Live the Queen, which I'm
Ooh.
going to review later in the evening.
That's exciting.
Awesome.
What else are we going to be doing this evening?
Talking about news.
Ooh.
Talking about, Long Live the Queen. I just said that. I forgot that I just said that. Listening to some gaming news and, soaking in the vibes of this week's gaming atmosphere.
That's so
Yeah.
exciting. I'm excited.
At the moment, it's very much the calm before the storm, the Christmas
yeah.
storm of all the big titles and
Yeah.
Oh,
AAAs that haven't been pushed back to early next year.
Well, let's take a listen to the news and see what's going on this week.
This week in gaming news, PS5 price increase. This past week, Sony has announced that going forward, all PS5 consoles in Australia, Europe, the UK, the Middle East, Asia, Africa, and parts of North America will experience a price increase. In Australia, we're looking at an increase of $50 per console, with the digital edition coming to $649.95, and the standard console increasing to a whopping $799.95. This is the first time a console has increased in price post-launch, and is a disappointment to those who still haven't been able to get their hands on one since they came out in late 2020. Both Nintendo and Microsoft have made statements assuring customers that they have no plans to increase their prices despite the increased manufacturing costs. Nintendo bans cheaters in Splatoon 3 before launch. Fans of the Nintendo shooter Splatoon were in for a treat on the 27th and 28th of August, with Nintendo hosting a Splatfest online, where players could download a demo of Splatoon 3 and play around online with an array of gear and weapons prior to the game's launch on September 9th. Of course, this wasn't enough for some players who downloaded a mod allowing them full access to an open testing lobby. Unfortunately for them, Nintendo already had their anti-cheat system in place, and those consoles now have a full ban from Splatoon. Future Games Show. On the 25th of August, the Future Games Show gave us a look at a stack of trailers for upcoming games. Snackoon features a hungry raccoon in a world where snack foods have been banned. Edge of Sanity is a newly announced survival title set for PC, and Black Firewall is a tragedy/comedy set in the world of a smartphone. Alongside those and some more new titles, we also got another look at some previously announced games, such as the new Dark Pictures anthology The Devil in Me, which was given a release date of November 18th in 2022, and yet another trailer of the unreleased remake of System Shock, which still has no date. Upcoming gaming releases. On September 1st, we have Chenso Club on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. The Dragon-esque Command of the Flame on PC. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R on PC, and then on September 2nd it also releases on PlayStation and Xbox consoles along with the Switch. On September 2nd we also have The Last of Us Part 1 on PC and PS5, and LEGO Brawls on PlayStation consoles, Xbox consoles, and the Switch. September 6th we have Circus Electrique on PC, PlayStation consoles, Xbox consoles, and the Switch. Biomutant on PS5 and Xbox Series X, and Disney Dreamlight Valley on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. And then finally, on September 7th, we have Kaichu, the Kaiju dating sim on PC, PS consoles, Xbox consoles, and Switch. That's all this week in gaming news.
Wow.
Thank you for
Mate.
that. Yeah.
That's
Indeed.
amazing.
Some interesting news there, that's for sure.
I feel enlightened.
Very much so.
I just want to touch on this Splatoon ban thing because it makes me laugh.
It makes me giggle too.
Um,
It doesn't laugh out loud, that's a giggle.
Yeah. A soft exhale out of the nose. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yep.
Like, imagine thinking that it's worth, hacking into a demo.
I just don't know what they were trying to accomplish.
Yeah, like, you're going to get the full game in 8 days.
Yep.
Like, just wait.
Now they get nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they've got a console ban. Like, I feel bad if they try to sell those consoles on because it's banned.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the account.
No, it's a console ban.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, could they just then sign in with their account on a different console and play Splatoon?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Huh.
But that
That
means that
seems-
they have to give Nintendo even more money to buy a new console.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or buy a second-hand one, and then Nintendo doesn't get money. But
Yeah, but still, that's, $400 that they have to spend on. Like, it's crazy.
just because they wanted to play the full version of a game 9 days early.
And it wasn't even a full version. It was just like it was just an open map, like a testing lobby, essentially. Like, that's all they got.
It astounds me that people want to do that.
It's ridiculous.
Like, trust me, I've wanted to play games early, and
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed when I've gotten the opportunities to. But going to that sort of length is
No, it's
just
absurd.
a little bit too over the top. Like, even back in the days when you'd have the midnight launches of games and everything else, you'd get excited to have that 10 minutes of early gameplay before everybody else because you got there and got it early and whatnot. Yeah, going
you
to the point.
break into the store
No.
to get it even earlier.
No, doing something illegal that's very easily trackable, especially in Nintendo's
Yeah.
cut down on everybody's fun times.
Well,
How dare they?
How dare they?
After Splatoon 2 was like so poorly managed and got hacked so easily, they cracked down hard on it. Like, it's not even a recent thing, so people should have been warned.
Yeah.
Like, ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely. What's actually changed with Splatoon 3? I've not kept up to date. Cause
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure.
I've never played any of the previous Splatoons, but I kind of want to get into it.
Okay, do you know what a
Yeah.
Splatoon is?
I know what the word Splatoon means outside of the game.
Yep.
Well, I know what the word platoon means.
Yep.
And it's splat.
Yep.
So it's
Is that... Did I get it right?
Kind of. For the most part, it's a versus game where you're flinging paint around a map, and the whole point is to have more paint on the map than the other team by the end of it. Have various weapons, from water guns to paint rollers and other things like that. So for those people that haven't played it, there's a brief description of what you're doing. But yeah, usually I believe it was 3 or 4 people on a team
And you
going
get to
around.
play as a cute little squid
Little
person.
squid.
That's what I know.
Yeah,
Squid Ink.
there was a very big trailer. It's a kid, it's a squid, it's a kid, it's a squid. And you transform between the two to be able to swim through the paint of your color and stuff
Makes
like
sense. Yeah.
that. Get around the map a bit quicker.
yeah. So it's basically just like multiplayer de blob.
Yeah, pretty much. Just get as much of your color down on the map as possible.
Yeah.
I could read into that further, but we won't. Yep.
So, we're here to talk about Long Live the Queen.
Long live the Queen!
Long Live the Queen is a game that I played several years ago when it came out, and then I picked it up again when it was released on the Switch. So, just
Nice.
so you know where I'm coming from, y'all.
Amazing.
Standing resilient for centuries under the rule of magic-wielding Lumen kings and queens, the recent tragedy, the loss of beloved Queen Fidelia, has shaken Nova to its core and left the future uncertain. Now the people look towards young Princess Elliott, not yet 15 years old, to navigate the country's political chessboard and protect them from foreign threats. The aim of Long Live the Queen is quite simple. Players take on the role of Princess Elliott, choose how she spends her weeks, and shape her into a strong leader before her coronation when she turns 15. Each week, you'll pick 2 classes for Elliott to attend out of 42 different options, decide how she spends her free time, and choose how she navigates interactions and events in the world. Your choices also affect Elliott's mood. Your mood, in turn, affects Elliott's studies, each mood giving bonuses and penalties to her progress in a handful of classes. With this premise and the game's cute, sparkly pink aesthetic, you wouldn't be blamed for expecting a cruisy ride through a pleasant visual novel. I expected the same thing, but then I died, and died, and died again. I was stabbed, and then poisoned, and then I drowned, and then I was skewered by arrows, and then I was fried by magic, drained, impaled, and many, many, many more deaths. The world of Long Live the Queen is both a labyrinth and a minefield, which you've been blindfolded and dropped inside. At first, it felt like the only way out was to brute force my way through the world, taking note of every failure so I could be prepared in the next attempt. Thankfully, the more familiar I became with the world, the easier it was to predict the dangers on the horizon. I still died a lot, but I was able to think several steps ahead and engage more deeply with the game. If you want to fully uncover everything this game has to offer, you'll need to play through multiple times. There are numerous paths to follow, secrets to uncover, mythical creatures, relationships to build, and epilogues to reach. Even when you make it to your coronation for the first time, you've likely just scratched the surface of the game's rich secret world. Every character you meet has their own secrets and aspirations tied to the game's political landscape. Your father wants to guide you to become a strong leader and protect you from the dangers of Lumen magic, but is bound by the same expectations of royalty that you are. Your mentor, the Duchess of Ursul, wants to lead you to your destiny as a powerful Lumen, despite the universal distrust she faces. Most Nova nobility want something from you: money, titles, power, and some even your hand in marriage. Worst of all, foreign powers conspire from a distance with unknowable intentions. There is danger absolutely everywhere you look. It can be really difficult to keep track of all the information and work out what to do. Unfortunately, there's no in-game log to keep track of this, and it's probably my biggest problem with the game. It makes it really hard to know what you've done and what you need to do next. But what I did was, like I said earlier, brute force my way through, and eventually I developed a familiarity with the world over my attempts, and it wasn't that frustrating in the end. It does at least feature the option to skip dialogue that you've already seen, so when you die and want to go back to a previous point, it's pretty quick to get there. Developed by Hanako Games, Long Live the Queen originally released on PC in 2013, and I played it through completely a few years ago, but I was excited to pick it up again when it released to the Switch this July. I was worried it would be difficult to navigate the game's detailed menus with controls on the Switch, but I was really delighted to discover that they equipped it with touchscreen controls. Very few games seem to utilize the touchscreen on the Switch when they're ported over. I honestly sort of forgot that it was a feature, and I hadn't considered that they would put touchscreen controls in for this game, but it turned out to be really helpful and made it super easy to navigate Long Live the Queen's complex menus. There weren't any other significant factors that differentiated playing on the Switch or the PC. The only other thing was I did find it nice to be able to get really cozy on the couch with my Switch before experiencing another royal bloodbath. It's not a cozy game, but I want to play it like I would play cozy games. So it was nice to be able to do that rather than sit at my desk.
Yeah, that's the best part of the Switch.
Yeah, it's good. But if you want to, you can also pick it up on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. So really take your pick.
Nice.
You've got everything you want. And I challenge you, because it took me a long time. So if anyone out there can pick it up and if you can get coronated without using a guide or any tips in 10 attempts, that might seem like a lot, but if you can do it, I don't know, message us on Facebook, because I don't believe you.
We want video proof.
Yeah, you
the
have
whole
to
way through.
log the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Just an entire YouTube channel dedicated to attempts at this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty sick game. You said that it was like pretty and like kind of like pink but brutal.
It draws from that sort of magical girl style with the magic and sort of the Japanese visual novel aesthetics.
Yeah.
It even has, when you get good enough at every skill, you unlock a new outfit, and like tea dresses and a yoga outfit and a magical girl outfit. So it's dress up, but then you get impaled.
Brutally murdered.
You're on the way to your best friend's 15th birthday, and you're ambushed by bandits, and they shoot you and you bleed out as you get trampled by the horses pulling your carriage. That's a spoiler. If you don't
That's
have...
one of the 10 attempts gone already.
Yeah. Wow.
If you don't have good reflexes, do not go on the trip to your best friend's party.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
You
So
will
it's
die.
got some quick time events and other things in there as well.
No, it's
No?
you have to have the right skills.
Yep.
So you take the classes each week and you build up.
Okay.
You know, you take a class in agility or flexibility or history or public speaking or using your magic powers.
Okay.
And you have to have the right numbers in those skills to pass the checks.
Yep.
Ugh.
So
Wow.
it's rough.
Numbers
That is
game.
super rough.
Everything leads back to math.
Yeah, it does.
Damn.
Does.
Man.
Yeah, it definitely sounds very brutal sort of idea, and I love that sort of aesthetic where you've got that light, bubbly, friendly, very upbeat sort of visual style, but then
Just crushed.
just crushed in regards to what's actually happening and going on and things like that.
So it's very fun.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people like God, what was the horror game? Forgotten. Mental blank moment. There was a horror game probably 10 years ago that did a similar sort of thing, where it's nice, bright and bubbly, and then just suddenly, boom, dead people.
I know.
Yep.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I know that you're not talking about this, but all I can think is, haha, Five Nights at Freddy's. I know that's not what you're talking about.
No, it's not that one.
And
But
I
that's got
believe
that
it's-
similar sort of idea where,
The only thing that's popping into my head is Lollipop Chainsaw. Like, do you remember
That's
that?
it,
Is
yeah.
that it?
That
That's
seems
it.
more,
Hey!
that's a better answer.
yeah. No, Lollipop Changer. It's a
Oh,
bright,
man.
colourful, teenage, romance sort of thing, then just suddenly chainsaws and zombies everywhere.
Yeah. I remember when that was out,
Yep.
people were crazy for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's an achievement in that one that you find funny when people come in and tell you that they got it. And then you're like, really? You just told me that you've got that achievement. And for those people that have that achievement, you know the one I'm talking about.
You know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I know,
shouldn't-
but you do.
Yeah. I don't need to mention what it is because you know what it is if you know what it is.
I'm really excited for Snackoon.
For what?
Snackoon. You're a raccoon trying to find snacks in a world where snacks are banned. Yeah. It looks
so
cute.
it's dystopia.
Yeah, I guess. I read the description and I was like, I want this.
Yeah.
It looks cute.
Animal-based games, they're
Yeah.
popular lately.
Yeah, they
perfect.
are.
Stray was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I
There's
picked
a-
that up.
There's another bear game coming that I know is from a team out in Ipswich.
Oh, cool.
Bears in space.
They make
Ooh.
games in Ipswich?
They do.
What?
I know. I've interacted
Wow.
with them. I said, give me a job. And they said, maybe. But we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about other games that have a similar,
Subvert
Disconnect.
your expectations.
you know,
if
I
can
picked
talk.
this game up
Yeah.
and it was not what I was expecting.
Mm.
And like we've discussed off air, that's increasingly a rare thing
Yeah,
because of how
definitely.
much marketing that
Yeah.
goes around.
You see so much about the gameplay and like the story and stuff before you pick it up, and sometimes they can be good because back in the day you pick something up and you go, oh man, this sucks.
It's entirely different from what you're expecting sort of
But-
idea. But
I like to be surprised.
yeah.
What was your big surprise game?
So my big one was a fairly common one, which I imagine a lot of people have played, was the original Borderlands, Game was first announced. It was ultra realistic in its graphics and everything. I saw the original trailer, went, oh yeah, that's cool. I might check that out or whatnot. Year and a half went by. The game eventually came out, went by. Many years later, sort of ideas with my staff members, and they're like, yeah, it's a 4-player co-op game. And I'm like, cool, let's play it as a team bonding building experience. And yeah, shout out to Justin, Mitch and Sean, if you're listening at all. But yeah, ended up playing it with them and just was not expecting the fun hilarity that game managed to write in. Even with the first game, which wasn't overly funny, they still managed to put in some pretty damn entertaining content within that game, and I was just not expecting the art style or anything else, just from what I'd known about that game. And
that's so interesting to me, because of the way that I got introduced to Borderlands was very different. It seems like really fun to be able to play Borderlands for the first time, not knowing what to expect.
Not expecting it.
That would be a good. I'm jealous.
Yeah, ended up purchasing Borderlands 2 as a Christmas gift for all my staff. When it came out.
That's nice.
Yeah, and Mitch turned out to upgrading us all to the collector's edition. So yeah, it was a very, very good team at that point in my career. So.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's
what about
beautiful.
yourself?
Yeah, that's real cute.
Yeah, Elliot, what about yourself? What's a game that's subverted your expectations? What was shown to you one way, and once you played it, it's just like, that's good in a different way?
The first thing that pops into my head was a game that I finished recently, which is Returnal. It's a PS5 exclusive. And I looked at it when it first sort of got announced, and I was like, oh yeah, another third-person shooter, kind of sci-fi. The aesthetics look kind of neat. I like that. And I picked it up, and it was a lot deeper than I thought. There was sort of talks about the trauma that the main character experienced prior to what was happening, and there was a whole bunch about sort of her kind of going insane due to the circumstances of the game itself. And there was just a lot more in there than I was expecting. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I was, and it was sick. It was such a good game. If you're a fan of third-person shooters or roguelikes at all, I do recommend it.
I was going to say, because that's about as much as I know about it. I've seen a little bit of gameplay and whatnot, and it was explained to me as it's a proper AAA roguelike sort of thing. And that's, as far as I knew, exactly what they'd planned to do.
Yeah,
but from what you've described in regards to the actual story and things like that, it's a lot deeper than what I've seen it marketed as.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's no real, like, sort of answer to the end of it. So it ends, and you finish the final boss and whatever, but there's no true answer to anything that you've sort of done.
It's all vague. It's all up to your interpretation. And
it's very artsy, and but
I like those.
Yeah,
Maybe I should play
really
it at some point.
enjoyed it. Yeah, if you have a PS5, if you get a PS5 and you're into it, highly recommend.
If you can afford a PS5.
If you can afford a PS5 after the price hike, yeah.
Everybody asks for pay increases. You need to afford a $50 increase on the PS5.
I'm trying to think of other games that have surprised me, and really there aren't that many recently.
Yeah.
Somewhat jokingly, but somewhat legitimately, the most recent game that surprised me would be Golf with Your Friends.
Yeah.
Which I think has been mentioned on air by various Zed Games people before, but I just...
That's a game just everyone should have. It should go free to play, they should sell cosmetics, and everybody should have that game.
It's just... I've played so much golf with my friends.
Yes. It's exactly what it advertises.
Never
but
expected
it's not what it advertises.
Yeah, it's not.
It's a good time.
It's a bad time.
It's a good bad time.
It depends on if you're good at golf or not.
Depends on if you turn on all the randomizers and get the weird balls.
Oh yeah,
and
I
you're
have
trying to hit the cube, and everybody else gets in a round shape. And yeah.
It's okay if you're bad at golf.
I blame you, Sean.
If
it's
you
your fault.
Turn on all the effects.
Yep.
Make it fun. So yeah, I recommend that.
That sounds like a good time, honestly.
It is. We'll get you into a round. I think you can have up to 16 on that one.
Yeah.
At one time.
We're going to get all the Zed Games.
Oh, that'd be an awesome thing to record.
Yeah.
Put that up on our social media channels.
And there will have to be one winner. We'll let you know, listeners.
Do a tournament.
We will
Zed Game tournament.
crown the Zed Game
Golf with your friends.
golf champion.
Not Golf with your friends tournament.
It will not be me. I promise you.
We'll see how that goes. But yeah, no, in regards to the subverting expectations games and things, it's extremely difficult nowadays to not go into a game and expect one thing and get entirely something different out of it. Just because, as Elliott said, they're heavily advertised. A lot of the gameplay and the elements and things like that are shown to you in all the trailers and things like that. And even for cost to purchase games and whatnot, you want to know what you're getting out of it most of the time. So finding those hidden gems where, you go into it, you think it's going to be one thing and you get a really great different experience out of it.
So if you know any...
If you know any, send it through to us.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Hit us up on Facebook.
But don't tell us what the surprise is. Just tell us.
Tell us what the game is and what... Yeah, just tell us what the game is. We'll check it out and see whether it's what we're expecting compared to what we get out of it.
I'm excited.
Shake our worlds.
Yes.
If you're tuning in, you're too late.
Yeah.
You're too late for video games.
Yeah.
Yes. You'll have to wait another week.
Yeah.
Well,
Or, go home and play some while you're listening to... Go listen to last week's one.
You can always find us if you need us.
Yes.
We'll always be there for you.
Yeah.
Except right now because we have to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get a drink, I think.
An alcoholic drink?
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling a bubble tea.
Bubble tea sounds nice.
Maybe I'll go to...
I just want dinner, honestly.
Be Lucky
I'm
and
hungry.
Sons. Maybe I'll get an alcoholic bubble tea.
This is not
that's
video.
a
We're
thing.
This
wasting
is a
our
video
last
game.
minutes of precious
that
time.
That was another thing that got announced recently. Elder Scrolls Online partnered with Menulog and Deliveroo and things to make bubble teas based on Elder Scrolls Online.
Why did you bring this up when we have no time to discuss it?
I completely forgot.
I want to... We need half an hour to go into that.
I'm going to show it and we'll talk about it next week because I'm pretty sure it's going on for a while.
Do you know any of the bubble tea?
There was 5.
Oh my god.
Can you name one?
They're based on drinks from the Elder Scrolls Online game, which
So
I
no.
have not played.
What a time.
Well, we'll see if we can get that to you next week. You'll have to
Share
come
tea.
back to
You
find
have
out.
to come back.
Menulog, share tea, and
I do like share tea.
Ending on a
so.
cliffhanger.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really frustrated now. I want to know about this.
Alrighty.
We'll see you next week.
Enjoy.
We love you. Let us know if you know any surprising games and enjoy your weeks.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Have fun.
Have fun. Be positive in your games.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Zed Games.
If you'd like to listen to more, check out our podcast on Spotify.
Or follow us on social media at ZED Games AU.
See you next time.